September 11, 2001 remains etched in collective memory as a date that altered global dynamics, social perceptions, and the essence of security itself, the day when the inconceivable turned into stark reality. On one side of the ideological chasm stood the United States of America, the world's preeminent superpower. On the other side, Osama bin Laden, the shadowy architect behind an attack that would resound throughout modern history. The tale of 9/11 begins not on that fateful Tuesday morning, but with a prologue that dates back years before. The World Trade Center, towering twins amid New York City's skyline, symbolized financial prowess and American modernity. These structures, destined for destruction by bin Laden's design, had once survived a bombing in 1993, a harbinger of threats to come. At the dawn of the 21st century, America appeared unrivaled. The Soviet Union had disbanded, rendering the Cold War a closed chapter. China had not yet asserted itself on the global stage. Yet, on the morning of September 11, 2001, this unchallenged dominance faced a direct affront from an unforeseen foe. 19 men, all of whom were Muslim and hailing from countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates, embarked on an odyssey designed to weaponize the unthinkable. These operatives boarded 4 commercial flights departing the northeastern United States, each knowing the lethal cargo they aimed to deliver. Their plot unraveled swiftly. Minutes after takeoff, Flight 11, operated by American Airlines, would be the first hijacking success. The intruders breached the cockpit. A chilling assurance inadvertently transmitted to air traffic control pierced the otherwise ordinary day. "Everyone stay calm. We are heading to the airport." Startling mislead, the controllers were fooled until this jetliner met its grim fate against the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At first, the world did not realize the implications. Media outlets initially labeled it a catastrophic accident. President George W. Bush, reading to school children in Florida, received initial reports framing it as pilot error. Yet, within a mere 18 minutes, that facade crumbled as United Airlines Flight 175 tore into the South Tower, seen live by millions on television, turning suspicion into horrific clarity. No longer an accident, this was war. The Pentagon fell next in this calculated onslaught, the American Airlines Flight 77 burrowing into the epicenter of U.S. military command. The world was in shock as the once safe, impregnable bastion, the United States, crumbled beneath the gruesome attacks on its soil. The events of September 11, 2001, etched themselves into the collective memories of millions. As the smoke settled, fingers pointed towards Al-Qaeda, a shadowy network led by Osama bin Laden, nesting under the protective wing of the Taliban in Afghanistan. In the early days following the atrocity, Osama bin Laden famously denied his involvement in an exclusive interview with Al Jazeera. Bin Laden's cryptic responses were not enough to dampen the unanimous condemnations spilling forth from Muslim leaders worldwide, from Iran's Ayatollah to Saudi Arabian clerics, denouncing terrorism as an affront to Islamic principles. Nevertheless, an unfortunate wave of Islamophobia surged across the Western Hemisphere. Determined and resolute, the U.S. issued an ultimatum to the Taliban, demanding the surrender of Osama bin Laden. Taliban leader Mullah Omar requested evidence of bin Laden's culpability, to which President George W. Bush retorted, "We don't need to show evidence." Thus, in October 2001, under the banner of Operation Enduring Freedom, the United States invaded Afghanistan. With vital assistance from the CIA, the anti-Taliban forces led by Ahmad Shah Massoud garnered vital support. Rapidly, the Taliban crumbled, and the vacuum left behind was filled by Hamid Karzai, inaugurated as president. However, the Afghan people's acceptance of a foreign-implanted government was tepid at best. Karzai's administration soon grew infamous for rampant corruption and inefficacy. Simultaneously, in 2003, against the backdrop of a controversial war based on exaggerated claims of existence of weapons of mass destruction, the United States launched an invasion of Iraq. In 2004, the world witnessed Osama bin Laden emerge through a video, wherein he claimed full responsibility for orchestrating 9/11. Despite wielding unmatched military might, the United States failed to crush the Taliban completely, nor could it find the elusive Osama bin Laden, whose specter hung ominously over the protracted conflict. Under President Barack Obama, the stage was set for an escalated conflict in the heart of Central Asia. The hunt for one man, Osama bin Laden, became the focus of an extensive and costly war effort, with grave ramifications beyond the killing of a single figure. In a secure room in the nation's capital, intelligence analysts traced leads until, in 2011, a breakthrough emerged. Osama bin Laden was located, not hiding in the rugged terrains of Afghanistan, but resting in the clandestine shadows of a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. May 2nd was marked as the day for an operation that would change history. As midnight approached, U.S. Navy SEALs executed a covert mission, infiltrating the sovereign airspace of Pakistan without official permission, their target oblivious to the fate sealed by intelligence. In a mere 40 minutes, the elusive figurehead of terror, obscured beneath years of mystery and power, was extinguished. Osama bin Laden's death was swift, predicated on calculated precision, and his body was disposed into the sea, intent on ensuring no shrine would encapsulate him as a martyr. The world reacted with a storm of disbelief and speculation. Conspiracy theories brewed in every corner of discourse, prompting claims that bin Laden had perished years prior, suggesting covert involvement from intelligence agencies like the CIA or Mossad. However, affirmation arrived slowly and deliberately. Al-Qaeda spread acknowledgement of their leader's demise. His family followed suit, reluctantly outliving his shadow. Yet, America found itself at a strategic crossroads. Bin Laden was vanquished. So why linger in Afghanistan? The answer emerged, dictated not by revenge or closure, but by the geographical promise wrapped in the minerals beneath Afghan soil. Lithium and rare earth elements captured American interests against the backdrop of China's ascending influence. Months became years, extending into decades, until the dawn of an agreement appeared, with President Trump signing a historic deal with the Taliban to end the trickle of warfare and rekindle the embers of peace. In 2021, under President Biden's administration, U.S. forces exited Afghanistan, and in mere days, the Taliban regained control with chilling efficiency. No resistance stirred, no battles waged. America's protracted conflict concluded, not in victory, but in turmoil and defeat. The price was severe, a staggering toll that included the resurgence of the very force meant to be quelled. Billions of dollars devoted, thousands of lives sacrificed, and as the dust settled, it was weapons manufacturers and CEOs who emerged triumphant. Afghanistan, once again, rendered its title as persuasively as history could invoke, the graveyard of empires. A somber reminder of imperial ambition and the irrepressible complexity of geopolitical rivalries. From the dark day of 9/11, the consequences unfurled. 4.6 million lives lost to the war on terror, over 40 million displaced, over $8 trillion spent to maintain a conflict's insatiable appetite.